My two co-wives did black magic on me and tried to kick me out of my marriage using my stepdaughter. And guess what? They ended up ruining their own marriages. They ruined their marriage, their lives. This stepdaughter who wanted me kicked out of my marriage turns out not biologically my husband's daughter by DNA. Subhanallah. Hi friends, how are you today? Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's Monday. If you're new here, hi. My name is Sarah Chibereg, and on Mondays I sit down and talk about true life stories and share tips on how to make money online. I just want to take this opportunity to thank each one of you. If it weren't for you, for the love of Allah, I wouldn't be here today. Thank you for clicking that subscribe button. Let's get into today's story. This story happens to our sister. She shared the story with us to get something to learn from it. So, story time. I got married with my child from my previous marriage. I found my husband had his kids too, 3 girls. In meeting my husband, he came with his eldest daughter. That girl looked so friendly to me, so welcoming, and I was like, wow, mashallah. So I married my husband, we started living together. I didn't mind having the kids around. Of course, they are my children too. And I have two co-wives. So I lived my good days, but as you know, good days don't last long. One day, we lost a friend and we wanted to go to the barrier. I'm still new in this family. My husband and I and this lady decided to go. It was our first time to travel together. When I was about to go sit in my seat, the girl shoved herself in the front seat and I was like, is there something going on here? I'm the one supposed to sit in the front. I didn't mind it. I just sat in the back. As we were going, my husband got a call and he really had to leave us there. I had to drive from there to wherever we were going. The moment I hit the brakes, she was like, have you ever driven before? From the way you're driving, it's like you're a learner. I looked at her and I just didn't say anything because I was driving. I was like, did she eat something today? What's wrong? But when we got home, things started changing. The girl started treating me as though I'm her co-wife. She's a mature girl in high school, but the way she would come and hugs the dad, sit on his laps, it was so insane. She was, oh my God, I don't know how to describe this, I don't know, but to me, it was inappropriate. I know this is your dad, you love your dad so much, but you don't have to show me that. Of course, I know you're a child. So that girl started acting in a way I didn't understand. Whenever I'll be with the dad, the girl would beep at us. I found it weird, to be honest. It was so weird. We would be sitting and jazzing with the dad, and the girl would be like, yeah, this happened, She would keep on coming around asking me, oh my God, are you fine? The way I'm seeing my dad is like he's not okay. I just want to make sure my dad is fine. I felt angry, but I just contained myself. I was like, calm down. I had to calm down to see what this is taking me. I have co-wives, and this girl has been around everywhere because my husband takes her everywhere he goes. We are three. When he's to go the other side, she goes. She doesn't want to stick around. She doesn't want to do any work. That gave my co-wives a chance to become friends and unite to kick me out with this girl. Whenever my husband would buy me something new, she would immediately take pics and tell them. My husband would be like, what's going on here? Do you tell your friends I bought you this? Because I'll get, let me say, I'll get kitchenware. They want kitchenware too. And I found that so crazy. How are they getting to know the information in my house? That was so hard on me. I was starting to get crazy, thinking that maybe Allah is testing me with this marriage, but I don't know what to do, what to think. And this girl started looking suspicious. I started being suspicious of her. This girl didn't want to do any housework, but I would tell my daughter and the young ones to do the work, not to mind her. She never wanted to stay at home. Every day, every single morning, she would wake up and go with my husband. Wherever they would go, God knows, and come back. The days she would stay at home, she would spend the whole day sleeping. Whenever she would hear him coming back, she would run and start doing work, pretending she's been doing work the whole day. This girl was making me nuts because my daughter at the point became the maid. My daughter is younger than her, but she would just leave all the work to her. Her young ones, remember they are three, she would try the best to make them rebellious, that kind of teenager thing. I was like, okay, since it's like this, I don't want to be a mess here. Let me be an understanding mom. These kids tend to be rebellious whenever they are in puberty because she was in puberty. Yeah. I talked to my husband. I told her, can you talk to her? Because the way she's like behaving this way, I don't like it. You tell me that I'm sharing things. Remember, whenever my husband buys me something new, she takes pics and shares with my co-wives. They request for the same thing. You got her this, we want this too. My husband was like, do you share whatever buy you to them? I was like, no, I cannot do that. I tried to show him it is your daughter doing that, but he loved the daughter so much to the extent that he didn't believe me. I felt so wronged, and I tried to talk to the girl, but the girl didn't want to listen to me. The girl showed me her true colors. She was like my co-wife. She was so jealous of me. And she felt like I'm taking her dad away. I'm taking everything that's supposed to be hers. I don't understand. I don't know why she acted that way. It was like my co-wife. Do you know how to live with your co-wife? Muslim women now. Time came. My husband bought me a beautiful bed. It was really, really extremely beautiful. I tried to tidy up my room and she was like, it's really nice. She took pics and sent them. My husband was pissed. I didn't have a say because even if I would tell him that it's your daughter who sent this, he would not believe me. I came to a conclusion that since the dad won't allow me to talk about his daughter, let me hire a maid because I'm not somebody who raises my voice most of the time. I decided to hire a maid because I was tired. I could not be in this fight all the time. I thought that may be of help to tell me whatever that happens because this girl was becoming a pain in my life. When the new maid came, I showed her what she's supposed to do, what she's not supposed to do, where she's not supposed to enter my room. You only enter my bedroom when I call you. I clean my bedroom, I tidy up everything, but you don't need to come in. When she saw me go for work, she started touring my room. When my maid found her, she was like, don't worry, my dad does everything. This bed, my dad bought it for her. This perfume, these watches, all from my dad. That's my dad's money. And you know what? I'm gonna tell my dad to buy me the same exact bed when I go to the university. I was like, what? This girl is crazy. She's comparing herself to me. I was like, okay, this is what we've come to. So that thing kept happening. And one day I was doing laundry. Remember, in my house, I do laundry with my hands. So as I was doing laundry, she took pictures of me and sent them to my co-wives. When I saw her doing that, I felt pissed. When that happened, and I told my husband, this and this happened. This girl should stop. You need to talk to your daughter about this. My husband didn't say anything. He looked at me like I was a ghost and he just held his daughter and they drove off in a Ford car. He's got multiple cars, so he went with that Ford. My friend had come to visit me and she was like, Will you really manage this marriage with that girl around? It's like, I really don't know. I have to pray hard here. Time went on. When they are doing that to me, I reached an extent of saying that I wish I never came here. You know, in Islam, we don't regret, but time came and I regretted because she would mistreat my daughter, even when the maid was around. And there is an incident, I bought clothes. I treated all the children in the house like my own. I bought clothes for each and every one, except for her because she didn't want anything to do with me. She had the younger siblings, two sisters. When I went to buy my daughter clothes, I bought them. When I bought them clothes, she told them not to wear them. She just threw them under the bed. And she went to my own daughter, got the clothes that I bought for her, and threw them in the trash. And she was like, "This is my daddy's money. She's spending my dad's money the way she wants. So you don't get to have this." When I came back and I was like, "Where are the new clothes I bought you?" The kids told me, she doesn't want us to wear them. She threw them. I felt pissed. I had to compose myself. I calmed down. And then I met her. I was like, "Why did you do that?" And she was like, "I don't know," and walked off. It took me time to realize that this girl may kill me on how she's acting and whatever she's doing. So time came and I conceived, but the situation never changed. I felt like I cannot manage this. I need a break. I need to go somewhere to clear my head. And I decided to leave the home. I told my husband, my sister just came back from Hajj. I just want to go to the party to welcome her. But my plan was leaving this place for a time being. So I went to the village. I stayed with my father-in-law. I just wanted to clear my head. At times you can be pregnant, things come overwhelming to you. You can even have a miscarriage. When I went to my father-in-law, he would know everything that was happening because my father-in-law, we are of the same tribe, and he took a liking of me. That was Alhamdulillah. No matter how many challenges I would face, he would just stand in for me and tell me to be strong. I thought since I've gone, that thing will stop for a moment. I just didn't want to separate the dad and the daughter. When I went to the village, I became so sick to the extent that I almost ran mad. Not to exaggerate, it was crazy until the sheikhs prayed for me and I reacted. The sheikhs were like, "Black magic is being done on you by this and that." And whenever I was sick, this girl would come around and be asking me, "How are you feeling?" That was the time I was in the village. She would travel and come and go. The dad used to go with her everywhere. He used to go everywhere with her. She was like maybe his secretary, let's say that, personal secretary. So the time I was in the village, my husband bought a land and built me a home there because I just didn't want this tendency of every time I come to the village I have to go to a hotel. And I'm so shy. We to stay in our further in-laws home for a long period of time, that's not a manner according to me. So I just wanted to have some free time, and alhamdulillah my husband had the money as long as I didn't talk about his daughter. So my husband built me a house. I made sure we built a house in the village. I took some time off. While I was there, she would come and go. The things my friend would tell me that are happening to my daughter would make my heart broken. But the time being I was building a home, there was no way I would bring her to my side. So I left her there. I told her, "My daughter, just be patient. Wash, do everything she wants you to do." She became her maid. I'm not mentioning the real names of people involved in this story for their privacy, but I'm just letting this out. My daughter was patient. I told her, "Do not worry, just be patient." And when time came, I sent my daughter medicine and her too. She was roaming everywhere like internet connection with her dad, but smelling too. And I was like, okay, let me do something nice for her. I gave her some herbs to shower. You know, as we shower, herbs and really smell so good. The girls, you know, these women. And she was like, no way, I cannot shower this. Maybe you want to do something wrong to me. I was like, okay, I'll give it to my daughter. I gave it to my daughter for her to shower it because she's almost the same age. And she just took it away from her and threw it. I was like, okay, I'll let that go because I really didn't have time to go around fighting with her. I really had no say. There's a time when you're somewhere and you cannot do something about a situation. That's how it was. I was heavily pregnant. I could not go around chasing someone. Oh, I just had to be patient and pray to Allah. Thank God I realized earlier that black magic is being done on me by these co-wives. This girl looked so suspicious. So I suspected that she's the one who used to bring that thing in my food and everything I do. So I just wanted to stay away from her for a time being. She came when my house is finished in the village. And the dad was like, how do you see this house? Let's give her a name, Shadia. How do you see this house, Shadia? She was like, it's not that better. Okay, it's not as better as that one. That in that place we have. But we can just go with it. Not that bad. I really felt humiliated because I gave the plan, you know? But I said, Alhamdulillah, this is just a chicken, you know? So that happened and time passed and I overcame that. And one day, the lady saw this girl at home when she's threatening my daughter with a knife. Things became serious, and I told my father in law, you know, the girl is threatening my daughter with the knife, and I cannot bear to see this. So, my father in law and I decided to come back. He came and he was like, I've never seen these bad manners. Where do you get these bad manners? Why do you behave like this? I've come along hearing what you're doing. Why do you do this? Before that, I was doing something in the kitchen. She was passing by. I called her. I wanted her to help me with something. She looked at me and geared me. Do you know how she did it? She was like, and rolled her eyes on me. You know, good times don't last long. Her dad caught her red-handed. Her dad was standing somewhere. And when I called her, it happened. Allah made it a way that, you know, he should just see her. So the dad was like, what did you do? First come here. Come. He called them. What did I just see you do? Is that how you communicate to your elders? I think by that time when I had some ruqya, his mind started opening. He was like, how are you treating your mother? Is this how I told you? For the first time, I saw the dad slap her. He slapped her and she was shocked. And he asked her, why are you saying that to your mom? What's happening? As if every day when I tell him that the girl is behaving this, the girl is doing this, he doesn't see it. That time he asked her, why are you treating this woman like that? She simply said, I don't like her. You know, my uncle tried to tell me to try liking her. She's a good woman, but I just don't like her. My husband had no words to say. He told her, you need to check yourself, okay? Because this is your mom. When the dad talked to her, I was like, Alhamdulillah, at least a slap. I felt so good. So, after 2 days, she would go back to her old ways. She sent me text messages saying, leave my dad alone. Ever since you came, he's full of stress. You know, you're stressing my daddy. You're not good enough for him. We don't need you here. This time, when that happened, I just gave the screenshots to my husband. Look what your daughter is texting me. The man didn't say anything. I really felt like he's giving up on me. The father-in-law had come to visit me and happened to witness something. And he was like, this is enough. In my family, I've never had a granddaughter behave this way. You have to do a paternity test. He told my husband to do a DNA. My husband was kind of opposing. He just didn't want to do the DNA. So he did the DNA. I didn't know that he found out the daughter is not his. I just found out from the mom. The mom's girl was a nice woman. And at times she would come bring the young ones or take them. She took my contact. I never minded to talk to her because I'm a parent and I would understand. She was not married, she was in their mother's home. You can imagine that kind of picture. The mother called me and was like, "Can you please help? The dad is saying the daughter is not his. Something happened to me. Can you please try to fit in there for me?" And I was like, is there something I don't know? That's how I discovered he found out that this girl is not his daughter. He's been doing everything for her, but not even related at a certain point. I just saw him kick her out. And I was like, what is happening here? I didn't know what was happening until the mother called me and told me everything. The mother told me, please talk to the man. The thing is that I was raped and I conceived, and by the time my husband at the time found me, I didn't know what to do. So I just let it be. I don't even know the father. I was like, am I supposed to laugh this off or what? But I just didn't have that heart. I instead felt sorry for her after that happened. And the one who talked to the dad, trying to convince the dad to adopt her. I was like, look, yeah, a lot happen in life. People do things, but you've raised her since she was a child. So please, just adopt the child. Alhamdulillah, that came to pass. And now the two co-wives who used to fight with me, she used to give them information about me. It was high time for her to stay in one of their homes. She stayed in one of the homes. That time, alhamdulillah, I started having a time of my life. She never wanted to do any work, any chores. Nobody wanted to be around her. The second wife was also expecting. Time came, she gave birth. My husband always performs Hakika celebrations, Hakika ceremony for the new baby every after 5 days. It was Hakika day. First wife came to second wife's home. They did everything together. She prepared the food as though the house is hers, my dear. My husband had spent the night in my home, so he was supposed to wake up very early morning and go. When he reached, he found them together and he was shocked. He was like, am I seeing properly? Finding them together really shocked him. He didn't know all along that they were friends. It was a gang, my dear. It was so unusual of them. My husband didn't ask questions, but I think that puzzled him. The ceremony came, and when time came for him to address the ceremony, he started by mentioning my names, thanking me for preparations. Oh my God, he realized he was talking about me in front of them, and he rectified that. I just got a clip on my phone, the relatives who went there, and this girl was trying to do the best she could to please me. In this life, avoid somebody who always wants to be your friend basing on telling you about other people, because those people, they come around you, tell you things about people, and when they go to people, they tell people about you. So I was there, I just received the clip, my husband thanking me for the preparation of the haqiq, and it was a bit awkward. And then the ceremony resumed. The women became so friends and they would pick each other's kids from school. When they became friends and my husband got to know about it, he became a bit worried. They've been friends for the time since I became married to my husband, working together to kick me out. But in these 2 weeks during the Hakika, they became more friends. After just 2 weeks after the Hakika, they started fighting. This girl who was in my house found shirk, witchcraft. He was like, Dad, I found this in this house. The woman was like, no, it's there, the first wife. You came here to bewitch me. You're a witch. I don't even want to see you on my kids' school. I don't want to see you. Never come near my kids. You're a witch. You want to ruin my marriage. I was like, oh my God, these people are friends. And we would have something like a small meeting. A man would sit with his wives and they talk about stuff. When he found medicine, he really had to call them to talk about that. And they started accusing one another. The first wife was like, I didn't know you're a hypocrite. You're a witch. You're the witch. They started spilling their secrets, their dirty doings. And my husband spent 1 month without going to that lady. He would send food, necessities, parent, school fees for the kids and not go there. He gave himself a break from that house and he remained with me and her. So he would spend most of the time in my house. Allah Akbar. Allah did that for me. When that happened, things got better for me. He started spending more time with me and he was fair between me and the first wife because that time he would just come to me and to the first wife. So the first wife started acting up. Whenever it would be my time to be with my husband, she would be like, I'm sick. She would make phone calls. And I was like, what is going on? At a point, she faked being attacked by thieves and it was like, hi, oh my God, you need to come here real quick. I think I'm attacked. I feel somebody in the house. My land, this is, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I'm scared. My husband had to rush there, and guess what? He never came back. I was like, okay, I need to do something about this. I sat him down and I was like, when you're here, there are no more calls from that side. Because when you go that side, I don't give you calls. I really wait patiently until you come to me. We got a solution for that. After that period, when she was caught with black magic in her house, after 1 month, she begged my husband for forgiveness and he forgave her. When he forgave her, the second day, he was supposed to spend the night there. As he was going to bed, he just held the pillow and something fell out. To check, it was black magic. She got caught the second time, red-handed by himself. He was like, what is this? And she started, it's medicine to help me sleep very well. I've not been sleeping properly lately, so I just wanted you too to sleep well. My husband was like, tell me the truth. What is this? Which sheikh did you get it from so that I get some too? She was like, okay, the truth is that I just didn't want to lose you. Girl, this is shirk. I take this opportunity to remind you that my husband was a revert. He was not born a Muslim, but he became a Muslim, a strong one. He loved Islam and he would not tolerate anything to do with black magic because he himself was once sick due to black magic from these women. He came to a conclusion that I'm not supposed to be with you. I cannot deal with somebody doing shirk. He was like, I just wanted to keep you, things have not been really good lately for the past month, so I just wanted to do this to make sure our relationship becomes more stronger. That was it. My husband was done with her. She begged for forgiveness and what? She didn't want divorce. Okay, my husband granted it. He never gave her talaq. They're not divorced, but he stopped spending nights there. Though he's a devoted man because he's got the money. He pays the school fees, the bills, the rent, and buys the food, but he does not spend a night there. So in that, I got more nights between me and the first wife. My life became better, and this girl who tried to ruin my marriage, whenever I would get something new or go somewhere, just make phone calls and report to the rest. My husband would be like, we've gone to the farm. We need to do something at the farm, but we had gone out. This girl would just call them immediately and let them know we've gone out, because the dad was so okay with the girl. He would even make phone calls when she's there, not suspecting anything that he's got a spy next to him. We'll just be enjoying our time and then get phone calls. Where are you? This is happening, and they're just outing. I think they would even make up stuff that didn't happen. That happened to me, but Alhamdulillah, time came. I'm over it now. I'm enjoying my life. I gave birth to a beautiful girl. Alhamdulillah. My two co-wives did black magic on me and tried to kick me out of my marriage using my stepdaughter. And guess what? They ended up ruining their own marriages. They ruined their marriage, their lives. And this stepdaughter who wanted me kicked out of my marriage turns out not biologically my husband's daughter, by DNA. Subhanallah. karma gets back to them. They tried to kick me out of my marriage, literally, when I've done nothing wrong to them, and I just pray to Allah. There is a sheikh I used to go to, they recite Ruqya, the jinns react, the jinns would speak, and I would tell my husband, but he would not believe me. But he caught second wife with black magic red-handed. Subhanallah. That's why I'm saying, wish people well and you get the best. Wish people bad, it comes to you first. With that, my friends, make good choices out there. Stay safe. Wish your brother what you wish for yourself. My friends, stay safe out there and make good choices. Remember, never practice shirk. Trust Allah in everything and you have a good life. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you next time. Bye.